What up, G-Lo dog and dogettes? Welcome to The Last Word, a video recap of the week's gaming news for all of you out there who are just too darn lazy to read. I'm Tor Thorson, and this guy over here is...
Jim Surratt. It is summer in the city, which means I can come to work in shorts, and Tor doesn't even have to wear pants. It also means school is out and young whippersnappers get a shot at a GameSpot news internship.
Now, some of you people out there think that becoming a game journalist is a piece of cake. You go to high school, you get an internship, you graduate from college, put together a resume, you get an interview, and pow, you're newsing away. But nothing could be further from the truth.
You've got to earn your position at the news desk here, and today we welcome a new addition to the family, Patrick Caldwell, straight out of the hoods of Indiana.
We've put him through the normal ringer. He's written stories, he's done a few QAs, gotten us our Irish coffees with a special ingredient, but there's still one last step to take.
What? What are you talking about? You've already done your dry cleaning? Taking your grandma to the airport? Brushed your dog's teeth? What?
Well, we just need to make sure you're serious about this. You ready?
Ready? Now you're one of us.
Get lost. All right. Man, I'm old. I'm raised to be able to curb someone and never even break a sweat. Speaking of beatings, several financial insiders took swing at some of the biggest names in gaming this week. First up was a left jab thrown at third-party publishers by the Street.com reporter Troy Wolverton. He cited another one of those crazy unnamed sources as saying most publishers were caught unaware by the rapt reception the Nintendo Wii got at E3 this year. Wolverton said that if the budget-priced Wii is as big a success this holiday season as people think it's going to be, that the publishers will miss out on potentially huge profits come Christmas time. Besides the Wii, the PlayStation 3 will also be launching this fall. While the PlayStation 2 remains the top current generation console, one major Wall Street analyst says that situation could soon change. San Diego-based DFC Intelligence threw a hard analytical right cross at Sony this week when it said the game giant could very well end up dead last in the next-gen gaming race, behind competitors Microsoft and Nintendo. DFC asserted that Sony is handing its competitors a golden opportunity in the form of the premium PS3's $600 price point, which will likely be right around the same price as an Xbox 360 and Wii combined. DFC also put the smackdown on Sony computer president Ken Kutaragi's effort to brand the PS3 as an alternative to PCs. We believe that under Kutaragi's techno-elite PlayStation 3 strategy, the PlayStation 3 could end up with a market share more resembling Apple products in the PC sector as opposed to the dominant PlayStation 2 market shares at DFC. Let the system war squabbling begin.
Sony fanboys, it wasn't all bad. This next story is for you. The PlayStation 3 is in production. Well, maybe. On Hump Day, Taiwanese newspaper Commercial Times reported that the company behind manufacturing of the PS3, Asus Tech, or Asus as it's known in the States, will send off the first shipments of the console to Sony by the end of the month. This is good news for Sony fans, as it hopefully means that plenty of PS3s will be in stores for the console's November launch. The article states that Sony would get 4 million units in its first consignment, with monthly shipments of 200,000 units until October, when production booms to 2 million units per month. Unfortunately, there's no real official confirmation that the units are in fact in production, and Asus Tech refused to comment on the situation. In fact, the company was so peeved about the information leak that it has threatened to sue any media outlets that may have damaged its relationships with clients by reporting on the info leak. Oh wait, we're media outlets. We didn't say anything, never mind, scratch that. But if you want a comparison to see whether you should camp out in line a day early or a week early to get your mitts on one of the high-powered consoles on launch day, consider this. The Xbox 360, which had trouble meeting demands and was involved in nationwide shortages, reportedly went into production 69 days before launch. If the report from Taiwan is true, the PS3 is entering production almost 120 days from launch.
Meanwhile, The Hollywood Reporter revealed this week that Hellraiser director and acclaimed horror author Clive Barker is once again re-entering the game world. This time he's teaming up with British developer Codemasters for Jericho, a mature-rated title set for release in late 2007 on PCs and unspecified next-generation consoles. According to the reporter, the game will follow a special forces squad trained in conventional warfare and the arcane arts on a perilous quest to reach the innermost chamber of a mysterious place called, wait for it, Jericho, wherein lurks evil incarnate. Jericho will be the third game effort by Barker. In 2001, he teamed up with Electronic Arts to develop Undying, a grisly first-person PC shooter set in a haunted mansion in rural 1920s Ireland. In 2005, Barker announced a partnership with Majesco Games to make Demonic, an Xbox 360 game that will be developed alongside a feature film of the same name. But less than a year later, Majesco abruptly pulled out of the game market, and the game was put on indefinite hold.
Everyone loves unsubstantiated chatter about gaming handhelds from non-gaming entities. This week's fodder comes from analyst firm American Technology Research, which raised its rating on graphic chip maker NVIDIA from to heck yeah. Why, you ask? The number crunchers believe that NVIDIA is poised to be the chip supplier for a next-generation video iPod.
A 3D graphics chip in an iPod? What? Can I watch Lost reruns in 3D?
And this is where I bring it back to gaming.
Bring it home, brother!
The idea here is that the 3D chip would be used for some form of portable gaming on the video iPod. In late May, some sources told GameSpot that Apple looked as though it was forming a games division, and the NVIDIA news adds fuel to that fire. Further fuel was added to said fire by a MacRumors.com article that cited unnamed sources as saying Apple is negotiating with Nintendo to license some of its classic games. But with Apple, NVIDIA, and Nintendo not commenting, there's no proof of any of this yet. So as it stands now, it's all he said, she said, we said, they said, other people said. But imagine if it did, with Microsoft reportedly working on its own portable device. It could really reheat that Microsoft-Apple rivalry. But enough rumors. We want facts. Let's send it over to Brendan at the news desk. B-Dog, what you got for us?
Thanks, Tim. We have a couple of late-breaking news bits this week. First of all, Activision is being sued by a former employee alleging labor law violations. The suit claims that the company has been wrongfully classifying employees as exempt from minimum wage and overtime laws, and also that when she brought up her issues to her superiors, they fired her for it. It's a class action suit, and she is seeking the back pay that she and all the other employees are due, as well as punitive damages for her personally as a result of the wrongful termination. Now, EA faced a similar suit a couple of years ago after the EA spouse scandal, and it wound up settling that one for $14.9 million. So clearly 2 years later, developer quality of life issues are still a hot button topic, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon. In other news, message boards have been flooded this week with reports of the DS Lite cracking on the left hinge, where the top screen connects to the rest of the system. Nintendo has said it has only received reports of the problem in less than 0.02% of the systems sold in the United States. That's about 1 in 5,000 systems. However, that only counts the number of people that actually called Nintendo to complain about it. The actual percentage is probably a lot higher. Various reports have sprung up on the web saying that Nintendo has agreed to fix the affected DS Lites for free. However, the company has refused to confirm this for GameSpot. As it stands, it seems that if you complain loud enough and long enough, the company will in fact take your DS and fix it for free. That's all for this week. Back to you guys.
Wow, I don't care what that douche Chuck Klosterman says. Our boy Brendan is a bona fide reporter. Yes, sir. Pulitzer, here we come. For GameSpot News, I'm your resident hack, Tor Thorst.
And I'm Tim Surratt. For all the latest gaming news like Hitman and Tomb Raider going multi-platinum and Activision getting sued by a disgruntled employee.
Is there any other kind?
No, there really isn't. Go to news.gamespot.com. Now, on a sad note, we must bid farewell to our news intern Patrick, who will be released back into his natural habitat at the University of Indiana campus.
I'd wish you Godspeed on your journey, young Caldwell, but there's one last thing we have to do before you go.
What's that?
Well, you know, you didn't think it was going to be this easy, did you? We gotta jump you out of the gang! Ah!